Well, hey there everybody, how y'all doing? Hope everybody's having a wonderful day or night, and welcome back to my channel. As always, I'm Deluxe. All right, let's do another freaking Transformer review because I love some freaking Transformers. Today we'll be taking a look at the MMC Ocular Max. This is RMX-13EX Forte. This is their Ramhorn. Finally. So I did a box opening. I got an early copy from TFCON Chicago last weekend. And so I was, really excited for this. I think Rat Bat's the only one we need left for the tapes and everything. Well, we need Slugfest and was Overkill. We need them too, but like I said in my box opening, I doubt we'll ever get those. It'd be pretty cool if we did, but it took forever. I think they announced this one like 5 or 6 years ago, something like that. But finally. But yeah, I got an early copy at TFCON. So here he is, Forte and Ramhorn. Like I said, I did a box opening for it. Now I'm going to do a proper review for it. Here's that. There's Forte, Ramhorn, all that good stuff. All right, so let's get right to it. As always, like, shares, prayers, and care bears. Hit that sub button for me if you don't mind. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram. And go to Show Z. Buy you some Transformers at the top. Deluxe32 really helps out the channel. If you want to be a member, that helps as well. But let's get right to it. Let's talk about MMC and Ramhorn. Let's go, man. I'm so excited for this. All right, real quick, let's see what he comes with, and I'll show you the tape mode. Probably one of the boringest, alt modes in there, so it won't take that long to go over it. But here's you get a card. If I can pick it up with my fingers. It's just thin paper stock. You got the Forte right there. And you do got some stats. If you want to pause for the cause and read that goodness right there, you are more than welcome. And you want to see you got some stats right there as well. And it comes with the cassette case, which is cool. I like how the inside of it has the instructions. Let me pull that out real quick. Yeah, all the instructions are right here. Transformation, all that good stuff. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's really clever. And you get the case. I said it's a light, kind of a pinkish tint to it. And everything. So that's pretty cool. You got that right there. Very nice. And here's the tape. Like I said, it kind of looks like a tape, I guess, if you want to, if you squint your eyes a little bit. But you can definitely see, the rhinoceros head right there. You got the spools right there. You got his weapons on the side. So, doesn't really look like a tape, but it's pretty cool. This will not fit in like Soundwave or Blaster. These are too big. They're kind of to go with their bot modes, to go with the, Soundwave or Blaster. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, there you go. There's what he comes with, and here he is in tape mode. All right, so here's my wallet. There's some scale for you. Yeah. All right, back to transformation. Here is Ramhorn. He looks okay. Not the best looking Transformer in the world. Is he the best looking Ramhorn we have in Masterpiece scale? Yeah. But yeah, it does got some little gappage right here. There's a hole right there. There's a big hole right there and everything. So you got a little gappage in between here. So that's very nice. Transformation not hard. Kind of like Ravage. You have to, you know, fold in some stuff and everything. But it is a different transformation than what Ravage is. But yeah, you got the nice gold chrome right here. Love that for the weapons. A little paint right there for the eyes. You got the gold. Gunmetal silver for right here. He does have some die cast, so you got a little weight to him. And this brown right here is kind of different color than what the other brown is. So I think the toes are painted. So that's pretty good. So very nice. But yeah, articulation-wise, you got up and, you know, mainly down. Not much up right here. And then you can look up. There's up and down like here, like that. You do got a swivel. That's pretty good. Oh, I forgot to mention during transformation when you're moving the head down or the face down, you got to tab in right here. You got to push it in pretty good to get that to tab in right there. But yeah, about the transformation, pretty fun. But that part right there, kind of a pain to taint. You can open up the mouth really wide and everything, so that's very nice. You do have a swivel. The ears do move. They're on a little ball peg, so you can move those ears around if you want to. The horn does move up down a little bit as well. But see, that moves down like that. Don't like that. But other than that, pretty good. All right, for the legs, you can go all the way out. Very nice. You got back and forth. You get hung up right there. You're supposed to push these out a little, pull them out a little bit right there. You do have a bend at the elbow. That's very good. You got a bend at the foot. And you do got a rocker too as well, so that's pretty cool. You got a little swivel. So very nice. You do have an ab crunch. That's very nice, just like Ravage does. Like I said, the weapons are really nice. You can move these up and down, and then you can move these like that, aim them up a little bit too as well. So that's pretty cool. The tail does move. It's on a hinge at the base and right here too as well in the middle. So you got nice movement for the feet. For the tail, I'm sorry. The back feet, you can go all the way like this, all the way out. You do have a bend at the elbow once again with that, and same feet at the front. And that's pretty good. So decent articulation. So very nice. It looks pretty good. Just don't like the little gap right here, a little bit right there. But there you go. There's articulation for Ramhorn. And there he is next to an MP scale X Eagle. This is from Kane Toys, and there's my wallet. And there's some scale for you.
Well, hey there, everybody. If you made it this far, as always, I freaking appreciate that. All right. Final thoughts. This is the MMC Ocular Max. This is their Forte. This is their Ramhorn. Man, finally got him, man. Excited. You know, it's been like 5 or 6 years. Been wanting this guy for a long time. Yeah, we need Ratbat. I think they showed him off about 4 or 5 years ago as well. But hopefully we'll get him around 2028 or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, no, we need Slugfest and Overkill. We also need the Combiner too as well. That'd be pretty cool. But I highly doubt we'll get those. But it'd be pretty cool if they did. But overall, I like him. He's pretty cool. You know, not the best looking, you know, Transformer in the world, but he's the best looking, you know, Ramhorn in my opinion. You know, I think he's, you know, once they, you know, put him out to the, you know, public and everything. This was the early release at TFCON. I was lucky to get one. And, but yeah, I highly doubt if you got, I highly recommend, if you got the other tapes, you need to get these. He's, you know, he's pretty cool. And like I said, we finally got a Ramhorn. Articulation's pretty good overall. You know, he's got some decent articulation for, you know, a rhinoceros and everything. Love the gold chrome weapons. Not much paint on him, so, you know, it's a lot of, you know, brown plastic. But he does got some die cast as well, so he's got a nice feel to him and everything, nice little weight to him. And I think it just looks good. I think he's going to look good with Blaster and the rest of them. And yeah, I would definitely get this guy when he's released to the public. You know, materials feel good. Transformation was fun. So yeah. But I hope you like my review. Hit me up with some likes, shares, prayers, and Care Bears. Hit that sub button for me if you haven't already. And hit me up some comments. Tell me thought of the review. Are y'all getting this guy when he comes out, released out to the public, which I hope will be pretty soon and everything. And follow me on TikTok and on Instagram. Everything's in the description. And go to Show Z right there and buy you some Transformers. At the top, hit Deluxe 32. Really helps out the channel. And if you want to become a member, hit the join button down below. Really helps the channel as well. So I guess I'll see you in the next Transformer review. And as always, be good to yourself. Hell freaking Transformers. And good night, folks, man. I love playing on my new carpet, man. It's so cool. Boom. Man. Oh, also in the comments, hit me with who's your favorite tape? I've had to pick, man. I like Ratbat. I think that's one of my favorite ones. Ramhorn's pretty cool too. I think he's one of my favorite Autobot ones. I like him and Steeljaw. They're pretty good. So yeah, in the comments, hit me up with Who's your favorite tape from, Soundwave and Blaster? All right, good night, folks.